How we doing, people? Same old. Too much interest in the current story of my health scare last year. And as you know now, it was a catalogue of events that began way from February 2025 to December. So in between that time frame, my body was just pretty much giving in. But I was seeing very many what you would call telltale signs. When I took, let's go back. Remember when I walked on the crutches in February, 3 months later, the pizza saga. Remember when I took ill because of a pizza, gastrointestinal. I ate a pizza. I remember it was the Sunday. I got back home and we were lazing about who's cooking, who's not cooking. But I said, okay, let's order pizzas. Hey, everybody didn't have a problem. It was only me who eventually had a problem. I end up in A&E. I was admitted for a night. Hello.
Sorry. I'm so dazed. How are you?
I'm doing a video. I'm fine.
Why do you look so different?
Why?
I don't recognize you.
It's me. They know you, my friend. Say hello to my friends.
Hi.
This is a very beautiful friend of mine.
Hello.
Nema.
Mehri. Yeah. Sorry, you do.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
You look different. I'm looking and I'm looking at the sunshine and I'm just like, yeah.
You look good. I'll give you updates on the picnic.
Okay, let me
2
know.
weeks now.
Okay.
2 weeks from now.
All right, let me know. Then message me, yeah?
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. So I was in hospital around June, July. That was before my birthday. Let's look at these events. I pulled through. So July, August, September, October, then I began to feel very, very unsettled. You know, I wasn't feeling myself. You'd feel lethargic, you feel tired, you feel this, but you're still pushing on. By December, Christmas time, I'm still, you know me, I always happy go, lucky. But I was feeling myself not right. I was feeling myself, I lost appetite. Then I began to feel that pain in the chest. Christmas was my worst. There was so much excitement around me, at home, everywhere, but I wasn't myself. By the 29th, when I am admitted in hospital, so it is all amounting to my body being shaken up. It just needed a total rewind. When I walked into hospital, because people are asking me, but you went in hospital yourself. Yes, that is how these things usually happen. You walk in, fit and proper, and then things can take a downturn from there. A downturn. So I was in A&E that morning. I remember I was very early in the morning. Triage. And then I meet a friend of mine there. We are friends in the gym here. She works in the hospital. Mr. Patrick, what are you doing here very early in the morning? I said, I'm not well. She's one of the senior nurses and she was on duty. She tells me, Patrick, wait there. I'm going to see you through. Actually, I'm the one dealing with your admission, blah, 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 blah. I was okay. So by the time I see the doctor, I'm explaining to the doctor why I'm in the hospital. I'm feeling pain. I can't, you explain your situation. So the doctor was concerned. He said, oh, okay, but we need to do tests first. So the routine is they do the bloods. They sent me to the phlebectomy. You know the phlebectomy, I'm using too much literature from the medical side. And then they took about 5-6 vials of blood. You know the tubes? 6. So they said, you want to take me for x-ray and scan. So they put me in sequence to do all these tests that morning. Before I knew it, the first results came out. They came and put a drip on me. Hey! They cannulated my arm and put me on drip. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, what's happening? And I'm still chatting about, I'm just not seeing anything different. Not knowing that doctors had seen something I wasn't seeing. By the end of the day, the tests are out and the decision is made to admit me in a hospital that night. They had found a cloud. The x-rays didn't show clearly the picture they wanted, but they were seeing what they have to see. Doctors, they always know these things. I don't know, I'm not a radiographer. So you know what I mean? Radiographer. But something was obvious that things went right. And hello, James.
Hello,
I'm fine, good. Yeah, I'm good, always. Yeah. See you inside there. Yeah. Akati, things weren't looking good, according to the doctors. They were not happy. So I said, okay. They send me to the CDU, Clinical Decision Unit, for observation. That is just for observation. There's not really much they're going to be doing. Just they admit you in the hospital and you're in bed, in care and everything. Are you with me, people? Are you with me? This is a long story. So during the night, they do the rounds, they're checking on me. They do the rounds, they're checking on me. So that would go on for the next day. And then I was moved to the ward. And I'm like, this is not looking good for me now. But I was beginning to get weak as well now. So I'm in the ward. They put me on medication to help drain the water that was contained around my lungs. I told you this already in part 1, that I had water retention around my lungs. The doctors couldn't explain what was causing it, so they put me on medication. And I weed, to piss. Almost every 10 minutes, I was weeing. They almost put a catheter on me to help drain the water. And I remember in liters, it must have been about 10 liters of water, of urine that I passed. And that begins to ease the tension around here. And later on, they would find the blood clots. That is day 2. Day 3, observation. I'm in the ward. By then, nobody knew that I was in hospital. You people only find out I'm in hospital when I've been transferred. I've been transferred to the specialist unit, St. Bart's Hospital, Heart Center. And then we are in the New Year's. And that's what I keep telling you, that I don't remember New Year's Day. That because I was in hospital on the 29th, 30th, 31st, first. And then on the 2nd, I'm transferred to the heart center. The first 4 days, I'm hazy in my memory, but for New Year's, I don't remember New Year's Day, 31st. There's usually a lot of fireworks, there's usually a lot of activity. I don't have a clue that those 2 days are blanked out in my memory. So I begin to put things together now. I'm like, what's coming next? Honest, what is coming? What's going on? What's going on? If you have been bedbound before, bedbound meaning in one position for 24 hours, multiply that by every day. I was in bed for 2 weeks. It's not something you want to be in. So when I'm transferred to St. Bart's Hospital that morning, what I remember, I was put in a unit, a specialist unit for admission, floor number 4. I was referred there for further tests, which they could not do. They could not do these tests at Whipps Cross Hospital. Remember, this is a specialist heart unit. They've got all the gear I told you in part 1. They do even robotic surgery, robotic keyhole surgery using robots. And from what I was hearing from the doctors, they are talking, making decisions. I was a candidate for a routine surgery procedure because my heart, you know the aorta, this is the heart on the left. You've got the ventricle or right ventricle, whatever. The aorta is the biggest vein or capillary which goes from the heart down. It brings in blood. It was struggling to pump because of the pressure. I've told you of the water retention. What was causing that or what caused that? Nobody knew. The doctors struggled even to make a diagnosis. The diagnosis has only come out 6 months later after reviewing all my medical notes. Hey, I tell you people, they just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. It is very hard to even explain what was wrong with me. Congenital heart failure, which definitely would have led to a heart attack. Hey! And a serious one, because all the signs, the telltale signs were there already. Everything was going wrong. And they were wondering, they were saying, you're a very strong guy. How my body was able to sustain that amount of pressure that was on the heart. I told you in part 1, water retention is similar to what you would call edema. If you've seen people with swollen legs, water retention, it's the kidney function, but this was something else around the chest area. It wasn't an infection, it wasn't anything, it was just something awkward happening. So, but initially they had put it down to my history of having blood pressure, which I have had for about 10 years. You know that, people. Kegus has high blood pressure, which I manage together with my diabetes. I'm a sick man. Kegus, I'm a sick man. Well, you know, I look after myself. That's why I'm celebrating the 6 months, because at least now I know what went wrong or what was happening to me. But it was a catalog of things that began a whole year in the making. It didn't just happen random like this, you know. It didn't. Things were going haywire for my health. Haywire. Are you with me? That is the story. Hey, my friend, how are you? Where's Mrs.? She's coming? Busy?
No.
Working?
Yes.
Okay, see you. Mufuna bulungi nnyo. Egus. Nze naye nali mu ddwaliro nga buli kimu, and I'm going to give you the part of my 10 days. My 10 days. The nurses really liked me as a patient. They say you're a very good patient. You're not like the normal patients we have here. I was very friendly. They would come to me, we'd chatting in the night. The only situation I had, remember, when I was in hospital was that morning when it was just an occurrence. Remember that. We shall come to that part. Yes, I had a situation. These things happen. She was supposed to serve me porridge in the morning, and then when I reminded her, she took it personal. She yelled at me. I said, "Why are you yelling at me? We are all in a heart unit. You have to be very, very calm." Yeah, well, I've just reminded you to bring me my porridge. You've brought tea. We shall come to that part in part 3 tomorrow. Yeah. Man. But these things happen. They were bound to happen. Wow. Love this water. So let's be good.